Greetings, Honors Biology parents. My name is Jonathan Benson. I'm your student's Honors Bio teacher, and this is our Back to School Night video. We're going to go through pretty quick, so let's get started. So we got limited time, and I value your time much more than I value mine. All right, so agenda, like I said, going pretty quick. We'll go through some brief introduction and background information so you know a little bit about me. I'll hit the highlights of the syllabus. You guys have access to that on my website or on your students' Google Classroom page. We'll go over some Zoom expectations, resources for support, and then some contact information for me in case you need to get a hold of me. All right, introduction and background. I am a Valley kid. I was born and raised in Tulare. Went to Fresno State, go Dogs. Went to through the SMIC Camp Honors College Scholarship Program. If your students have questions about that, the only right answer is yes, definitely apply for it because it is an amazing program and it beats the heck out of paying for college. So SMIC Camp program, great resource out there. This is my 4th year at Clovis North. First year I taught Science 1, so a lot of geology, earth science in there, and then the last couple of years I've been teaching Honors Biology and AP Environmental Science. Kind of the sweet spot, I majored in Environmental Science at Fresno State and wanted to be an AP Environmental Science and Biology teacher since I was in high school myself. So really happy to be where I'm at, and as I tell my students, that's good for them and really good for me. I am an outdoors aficionado. I like to go hiking, camping, backpacking, cycling, paddleboarding, all that stuff. If it's outdoors, I like it. And if your students want to know about being in the outdoors, have them get a hold of me and I will connect them with resources or information about getting outdoors. I've referred students to tons of hikes in this local area. Some syllabus highlights, resources that your students will either have or need. So Google Classroom is where pretty much everything is housed, and so make sure that they are on that all the time. That's an ugly line. So make sure they're on that all the time. Google Classroom, critically important. If they say, I don't have any work, you can ask them to show you, and they know how to do all that. They're total pros at Google Classroom. Everybody is on there for my roster, so they are there. Textbook, if you haven't gotten that yet, hopefully you get it soon. We'll use it on occasion. It's not my favorite resource, but we will use it every once in a while. Grading, 50% of our class is assessments, 30% labs and projects, 10% interactive notes, and what those are detailed notes when I front load students with information. So if I give them a detailed PowerPoint, or I give them a section of the textbook to read or a scientific article to read, those notes are going to include diagrams, and it's got to be very very student-centric effort in there. They're not just writing down all the basic terms. They're really trying to understand it, so they come to class with a lot of that base knowledge, ready to work with that information, rather than just recite some terms. Okay, and then 10% classwork and homework. Anything that doesn't fit into these first 3 categories goes into that homework category or classwork. Late work, 50%. I'm known as a very flexible person, so if they've got some sort of issue, as long as they get a hold of me and they've got a reasonable situation, I can help them out. But if I get no contact and they just turn in late, then it's going to be half credit up until the unit test, at which point it is worth nada. So let's not get there. Outside science competition is a typical requirement of Honors Biology if we come back to campus in the first 12 weeks of the school year. Hopefully we do, but if we are able to, then we would require students to compete in an outside science competition. If not, then they don't have to worry about it. And so if that does happen, then we will get into that when we reach that juncture. All right, Zoom expectations, really easy. Be present, and I mean actually be there, engaging in the content, asking questions, things like that. Be on time, so show up right when class starts, or ideally, before. As long as students get there in the minute prior, I'm good with that. And be nice. So easy rules there, pretty straightforward. Resources for support, if it's a school problem, if they need help with content or skills or whatever it is, ask a friend first. Now, I'm not the teacher that is grumpy, don't ask me any questions, go find a friend to help you. That's your students will tell you that is not the case. I love questions. more than anything else in the world. But students need to be interacting with each other. They need to be contacting each other and asking for help there, because that's where they're going to learn the best, is with somebody else teaching them from a different perspective. Okay, so ask a friend first. If that doesn't work, office hours, 2:10 to 2:40 every day. And then, outside of those hours, if they need to get a hold of me, I'm often around, either on campus or accessible online. So it's kind of nice if they just show up to my Zoom office hours. It actually sends me an email notification, and I can jump into that meeting and talk to them. But an email reminder is always a nice heads up. And then if they can't get a hold of me either in office hours or get help from a friend, they can send me an email or a remind message, and I'll get back to them real quick. Personal problems, students run into issues. So if they need to see me before or after school hours, or let me know of any challenges via email or remind, I'm always there for them. So whatever they need, as long as I'm kept apprised, I can help them in whatever way that I can. Tech problems, email me, get a hold of me. If I can't solve it, there's your number, 327-9595, just CUSD Technology Resources. Okay. And contact, I always like to front load parents with this. Students should be making the first contact. If they have some sort of issue, they should get a hold of me. That's just good training for adult life and college, and it's going to prepare them for the professional world. Email is best, and so that's my email there, jonathanbenson@cusd.com, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.